Hello everyone, I've been getting a lot of questions about Warlocks and decided to create a series that breaks up just giving a basic overview of the three subclasses for Warlock. And starting out, I'm going to do the Solar here for Dawnblade, and I'm just going to provide an overview of the supers, the jumps, the gliding, the grenades, and different situational things. Just a quick overview. I can get into details, tips, and tricks on other videos, but this is just to get you started. I hope you enjoy it. In this part of the video, we're going to go over jumping, and that includes gliding and the various jumps that are associated with the subclass. Jumping is a strength of the Warlock. We have some pretty incredible capabilities when it comes to jumping. And I'm going to demonstrate this in the Last Wish raid and Wish 4. And this is what the Wish wall looks like for Wish 4 if you wish to go out there. There are some interesting things to do out in Wish 4 if you want to practice jumping or just find some interesting things. When you get to Wish 4, you do not want to go in between those two white pillars. In fact, I wouldn't get anywhere close to those. I try to stay on this side of that circle right there for this particular spot. You can go around it, but we can get into that another day. And that door is where mobs would just come pouring out if you got too close. So we're just going to come around here and work on the jumps here. We're going to start off by working on just looking at the basic jumps. The single jump, the double jump, etc. So the single jump is just, there you go, single jump. Double jump is going to propel you higher, so you're going to tap twice quickly, very quickly. And then there's another jump that's really strong, is where you double jump up high, then you hit it a third time, which kills your jump. Then you hit it a fourth time, and that re-engages your glide. And it could hold you in place. It could do, depending on what jump you're using. But it's very powerful, and you can learn to do it and keep tapping it until you run out of energy. Now we're going to begin this with a strafe glide. And that reads, jump while airborne to activate glide and start an airborne drift with strong directional control. That strong directional control in blue there, that's the important part. You can really get some good turns. So when you're in certain jumping puzzles for certain quests and you need to get around corners, this is definitely get you around those corners. You see how tight that circle is. That's just really good directional control, and you can change directions pretty good as well. It's I believe this is the starter jump when you traditionally start the Warlock class. So now we're going to move on to Burst Glide. Jump while airborne to activate glide and start an airborne drift with strong initial boost to speed. This will get you higher, faster. It doesn't look like a huge difference, but you can definitely get up a little higher with it and glide out a little further, skate out a little further, but the directional control is atrocious with this one. In fact, this little right turn right here is probably the tightest turn I'm going to get out of this. Yeah, that's about the best you can do. But still, good momentum with this particular jump, and I believe this is the second unlock originally on the character, on the class. And now on to Balance Glide. This is the one I use all the time. It's the best of both worlds. In the blue text there, it says moderate speed and directional control. Where the other ones were strong, this one is moderate. So it just pretty much takes the best of both worlds, slams them together, and you get good control and good lift. And it's just, I normally keep it there with the exception of very specialized situations. Like I said, in some jumping puzzles where you may need to switch between different jumps. And you'll see here, got a good jump, got good turn, really good turn actually. And in fact, it doesn't feel like I'm losing. I know it says moderate while the others say strong, but I really don't feel like I'm losing anything from that particular jump. It's really great. But once you do, if you want to practice the jumps here, I recommend getting up there. You jump on that rock that's right up there, and that's the raid area there. No mobs will spawn, and you can run through that whole place. And inside, you have this area with the different platforms that you can jump on, and they will rotate out from underneath you. So it'll give you an opportunity to play with different mechanics of our jump. Unlike hunters, we don't have that little hop, so we can glide around different things and steer really well. And this is a good spot to play around with that. And then you can jump all the way out there, and once you get there, which is right here, this is where that secret chest for Wish 4 is that you can get without actually working on the raid. So anyway, there's the very quick breakdown on the different jumps for the Solar subclass. And now on to Shax's favorite topic, grenades. We're going to go through all 3 of the grenades, and I'm going to also go over the sun bracers for solar grenades. I'm going to go over another exotic for grenades a little later that's more associated with a particular super. Here we have solar grenades, firebolt grenades, and fusion grenades. Solar grenades, what we're going to start with. It's a grenade that creates a flare of solar light that continuously damages enemies trapped inside. Continuously, this is a grenade that's going to linger wherever you throw it for a little while, for a few seconds. It's great for throwing into doorways, tunnels, pathways where enemies are going to run at you or throw themselves at you, and they're just going to run through that grenade and get themselves killed. So right up here, right up in this middle of this area by that knight, it's going to trigger some thrall. So you thrall off the distance. I'm going to throw the grenade down and let the thrall just run over it, and they're just going to kill themselves. But if I want it to stick around a little longer, though, that's a short duration. If I want it to stick around longer, I'm going to put on sun bracers. And this is really key, and a lot of warlocks love these gloves. They increase the duration of solar grenades, and solar melee kills grant unlimited solar grenade energy for a brief time. This is really, really key. You can throw a grenade down, and while it's lasting for quite a while, if your melee is up, or if you have mods that help grenade kills increase your, decrease the cooldown of your melee, all you have to do is melee a mob and get your grenade back up. And there, my grenade is back up. And I have the sun bracers ready up. So I can throw that out there, I kill a mob, and I get my grenade right back up again. It's awesome. You'll love these. Try them out. This next grenade is a little simpler. The firebolt grenade is a grenade that unleashes bolts of solar light at nearby enemies. I'm not really sure the maximum number of enemies that can be affected by this grenade, but you'll see pretty quickly it's a very fast acting grenade. Let's throw this out there and boom, all 3 of those very quickly dispatches them. So it's a very simple grenade. And the fusion grenade is an explosive grenade that attaches itself to enemies, and it's almost like a magnetic little snap onto your target. So I'm just gonna throw it out here. It's gonna attach to somebody. There we go. Attaches to him, and that knight was smart enough to pull up his shield there, which is the only thing that kept him alive. Great in PvP because people can run from you but still die. And now it's time to cover supers. I'm going to go over all 3 of the supers for Dawnblade. We're going to go over the various changes that it does to your melee and your jump, and I'm going to pay special attention to the Attunement of Grace and some exotics that are used for it, because it's an often requested super with certain exotics in certain situations like menageries and raids. And if you at least get a handle on those, that'll get your foot in the door in some situations. But there are plenty of other exotics and play styles. Find what works best for you. But I'm going to give you the information you need to get started. And for Daybreak, we weave solar light into blades and smite your foes from the skies. That's not a completely accurate characterization anymore because of Middle Tree. But for the most part, at least initially, it was all about throwing swords, right? So we're going to start up here with Top Tree with Attunement of Sky. And in this, you just jump up, pop your super, and throw your swords. Just take your time, aim, don't rush it. If you miss, you miss, and you'll eventually get good at it. And you'll need to take your time as you're learning, because it's a really powerful super in Crucibles, but you don't want to panic. Now, we also get this really cool change to melee, and this is a ranged melee. From very far away, you can use melee to kill that sliding gunner hunter, or that shoulder charging titan that's been driving you crazy. That's a one-shot kill right there. Winged Sun allows you to still fire, throw grenades, and do things while you're gliding that in the past you would lose, or in other configurations you'd lose your glide, right? This allows you to continue gliding without having to reinitialize it. And while you're in the air, you now get dodge. And this is just a really cool addition or a change to our normal type of jump. You know, usually you see hunters dodging, but we now get that. And then heat rises. If you've seen my other video on Last Wish 5, where you jump across the broken bridge, I used heat rises to help me get a little higher and a little further out. So here, I'll just jump up here, show you just a regular jump. See, I'm high, but then I'm coming down very quickly. I don't think I could have pushed forward enough. And then here, I just easily just hop right up and I can push on forward. And I could continue to have gone further if I, just wouldn't have been aiming for this. For Attunement of Grace. Attunement of Grace, you get Well of Radiance. You thrust your Daybreak sword into the ground. The sword continuously projects a powerful aura that heals and empowers nearby allies. This is the super that you throw the sword in the ground and everyone stays alive. It is fantastic, and you're going to be asked to use it quite often. Guiding Flame. Strike an enemy with this melee ability to inflict burn damage and empower yourself and your nearby allies. Benevolent Dawn, healing or empowering allies regenerates your grenade, your melee, and your rift energy. And Divine Protection, convert your grenade into a blessing that heals ally targets and drops overshields you and your allies can pick up. Activate Divine Protection while gliding to hover in midair. And if you notice, you have Benevolent Dawn. Benevolent Dawn is helping all of these abilities stay fresh and stay ready. It's fantastic. So here, I'm going to charge up my grenade and give this guy a heal and an overshield. And see, it lingers there. I can run and grab that if I want to, or some other person can run over and pick it up as well. And so I can throw down my Healing Rift here, of course. Healing Rift is same as always, but by me using that Healing Rift, it allows me to, of course, throw out some more. And see, both of those people were able to pick it up, and it's still lingering there for a third. And this I was really happy about. I just was impressed. I managed to hit him with the grenade. I had to put that in there. So now for the super. So pop the super, and we could just stand in here. We'll be perfectly fine. You're not completely immortal while you're in this. You can die, but it's just very, very difficult to kill you. So you'll often see when you throw this into the ground, people will gravitate to it in difficult situations. Now I'm going to use Phoenix Protocol here. It is a chest item that you gain super energy for kills and assists inside of Well of Radiance. So you can either get the kills yourself, or as long as you assist with someone, and you get a spike in super energy. So if you watch the super bar there, each time I make a kill, I get a significant amount of super energy back. And if you're in a place where there's a lot of cannon fodder, like a menagerie, you can keep your super up indefinitely. It's very, very impressive. But for something like a raid, that's not going to be possible, right? So with something like a raid where you have less cannon fodder or larger mobs to deal with, everyone's going to want Lunafaction boots. And Lunafaction boots have your rifts gain the additional ability to increase weapon reload speeds, and empowering rifts make weapons effective at longer ranges. It's the reload speeds here that is really going to make people happy. So this, not only does it include your normal rifts, but it also works here on this on the one created by your super. So you'll see I'll be able to reload quickly. That's quickly. I'm not using any other special mods to reload fast. And in fact, this hand cannon reloads quite slow, which you'll see here once I let me step out of the circle for a second. A couple shots, reload. See how slow that goes. Jump in here, take a couple of shots, reload. That's significantly faster. So imagine something like your power weapons, like your rocket launchers and grenade launchers, and people are trying to do a damage phase during a raid or during a large event. Even switching this up, doing a menagerie, going from the tons of mobs to the actual boss mob is a big deal. So now moving on to Attunement of Flame. Attunement of Flame comes with Igniting Touch, where you strike an enemy with this melee ability to burn them and cause them to explode. It's great for PvP. Fate for the Flame. Daybreak projectiles seek targets as they travel, and upon impact launch a streak of flames, which is pretty amazing. Phoenix Dive, it allows you to, while you're in the air, you'll descend very quickly and you'll heal yourself. And if you have your super up, you'll actually cause exploding damage to the ground. It's fantastic. Everlasting Fire, killing an enemy with Daybreak extends its duration. Now this is pretty impressive. So first we're going to start out with this jump. This jump is pretty impressive. So the Phoenix Dive, you activate while you're in the midair to descend and restore your health. And so what we're going to be able to do here is you can jump from any height. We've tried this from some insane heights, and when you land on the ground, you're perfectly fine. You will not die. So if you're falling, and you happen to have bottom tree solar, hit it. You will survive the fall no matter how far it is. And you don't have to be high. You can just do a regular little hop and land just perfectly fine. It's great. So I'm gonna go get some damage here, and if you see, that was a lot of health, and I keep healing myself. Take some more damage, and then just do the little hop and the heal. And see, you kick off the healing very, very quickly, and there's no real limitation to how often you can use it. And then, so for the actual super, this is the impressive part. It's got a double whammy here. The projectiles will seek their targets, and then when they hit targets, you get super energy for hitting the targets. So if there's a lot of mobs, you can keep this up much longer than usual. So you can just toss it out here, and there's no mobs over there. But it will seek them around that rock there. So it's really impressive. Thank you very much for watching my introduction to Warlock Solar subclasses. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you learned something from it. If I missed something, please let me know. There's a lot more detail. It's a very nuanced class. There's a lot to learn. There's so many things, and I can go over tips and tricks. I might even dedicate lots of videos to the beloved Warlock. It is my favorite class. I've played it since Destiny 1, and I just always have enjoyed it. And I still have to do Arc, I still have to do Void. If I've already done those, go watch those too, and thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, it really helps out. And if you have any suggestions, please leave them in the comments below. I'd love to hear what you have to say, and I'll catch you on the next video.